Concept is done. Things are a cakewalk now. Wait, before
Sir,
I do.
I don't know what median is.
Bhavya and Kanishka, listen carefully. Let me explain this to you. The others you can start solving. Don't worry. Bhavya and Kanishka, listen. Median, as the name suggests, it is the mid value. That is the middlemost value. The number that falls exactly in between a set of observations. Okay. Now, how is median to be calculated? When we count the number of observations, we have two cases, guys. The number of observations can either be odd or the number of observations can be even. For example, if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a set that I have. And the question is, what is the median? Median is the middlemost term. That means the number of terms to the left side of the median should be exactly equal or the same as the number of terms to the right side of the median. Is that very simple? So what is the median value? By simple observation, we can say 3. But numbers are not always given in an arithmetic progression. For example, if you look at this example, the numbers are random. They are not in arithmetic progression. What is to be done? When n is odd, it says n plus 1 by 2th observation. That means what is n? It is 5. Number of observation is 5. This is when n is odd. 5 plus 1 by 2th observation. That means third observation is our median. So what is the third observation? First observation, second observation, third observation. Coincidentally, it is 3. So third observation is 3. Our median becomes 3. Now simple. If I say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, what are the number of observations? The number of observations are even. That is, they are 6. Now, when the number of observations are even, the median is found by n by 2th observation. Because it is an even number, it is perfectly divisible by 2, plus n by 2 plus 1th observation, whole thing divided by 2. What am I trying to say over here? What are the number of observations? 6. 6 by 2th observation plus 6 by 2 plus 1, 7th observation divided by 2. That is, sorry, 6 by 4th observation, my bad. 6 by 2 is 3, third observation plus 4th observation divided by 2. What is the third observation? 6. What is the 4th observation? 8. 6 plus 8 by 2. The median is 7. Now, this was the formula approach, guys. But if you think logically, if the number of observations are odd, if I take the middlemost number, the number of numbers to the right hand side is equal to the number of numbers to the left hand side. 3 directly becomes the median, you can answer. But when the number of terms are even, Bhavya and Kanishka, if I take 6, the number of terms to the left are 2, but the number of terms to the right are 3. If I take 8, it is the other way around. That means either of them cannot be the median. That means what is the middle value of 6 and 8? It is 7. When I take 7, then I get 3 on the left hand side and I get 3 on the right hand side. This is how you can find the median logically without even the use of these formulae. Is it very clear, Bhavya and Kanishka?
Yes, sir, but I have a doubt. Sir,
Yes.
why n plus 1 by 2? Why is it only by 2?
Okay, the logic is being converted into a formula. Remember, guys, formulas are derived from logics. Because look, what was the median that we found out? It was the middlemost term. Correct? Now, why by 2 is because, see, when I add, it says odd number. In order to make an odd number divisible by 2, I should add 1 to it. Say 5 को अगर मैं 1 add करूँगा, it becomes divisible by 2. Or 5 minus 1 by 2 also becomes an even number. But the idea is the number of observations, that is the middlemost term is 3. How did I get 3? The number of observations were 5. अगर मैं 5 minus 1 by 2 करता था, I would have got 2. That is second observation. Second observation was 2. That won't have been the median because the number of terms to the left would not be equal to the number of terms to the right. That is the reason it is important to understand the logic and not the formula. The formula is for your exam point of view. But then even when you write your Sunday test, you do not have to show the workings. You have to mark the answers, right? It is about how well you do it in your head. Okay? Is it very clear, Bhavya? Kanishka, I want you also to reply or speak. Kuch doubts hai to pucho. Any doubts? Is everything clear?
Sir, so the it is like 5 here plus 1 divided by 2 you put no, because the second number was 2. So like that in any other sum, like if you divide it by the second number.
You divide it by?
The second number, like in the set of numbers, do you divide it by the second number?
Give me an example. Let me clear your doubt with the help of your own example. Give me an example.
Sir, like
let's take some random values. 11, 14, 17, 20, 21, and 30. Okay? Random values. What is the number of observations? 5. Correct? The idea is you should arrange the numbers in an ascending order. Now, fortunately, I took an example where they are arranged in ascending, or the question can be something like this: 30, 21, 14, 17, whatever. The idea is to first arrange it in an ascending order. Now, what are the number of observations? 5. That means n is odd. The median is n plus 1 by 2. That is 6 by 2th observation. That is the third observation. Correct? Third observation is 17. Now, even if you chuck the formula, think logically. If I take the middle number, the number of terms to the left are exactly equal to the number of terms to the right. That is 17 is the middlemost term. That is how 17 becomes the median. Now, what is your doubt?
Sir, like my doubt was, why do we divide it particularly by 2?
Why do you divide it by 2 is for this simple reason. If I am doing 5 plus 1 by 2, then I am getting 3. Right? Third, 3 is not the median. The third observation is the median. Correct? Okay. But then, say if I had divided it by 3, okay, 6 by 3, I would have got the second observation. But is 14 the median? Are the number of terms to the left of 14 equal to the number of terms to the right of 14?
No.
No. The formula is derived from our logic. Our logic is not derived from a formula. Alright?
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir. Cool.
So my phone is switched off. I'll have to alternate between screens. Kanishka, chalo. He says clear. Okay, done. The answer is 39 is what you guys are saying. Yeah, 39 is the right answer. Who has a doubt over here? Who has a doubt?
No.
It's a very simple problem. Arrange it in ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 terms. Arrange it in an ascending order. Find the middlemost term, or up to you. Median is equal to n plus 1 by 2th observation. You will obviously get the middlemost number. It's the same thing. Alright? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Next. You're supposed to find the median again. Jaldi. Arrange it in an ascending order, descending, up to you. Look at the number of terms or do it logically.
Sir, but there are but 70 is repeated twice, right?
We're finding the median.
Oh yeah.
So I write first 70 after the second 70, or the second 70 after the first. It doesn't matter.
So, is it okay if we write only 170?
Then the number of observations are going to reduce, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
How are you going to remove an entire guy from the set? Assume these were your marks, and if I say you scored 70, those are very good marks, let me chuck that entire. Will you agree? No, right?
No.
Yeah. Guys, do you realize you guys answer your own questions? I don't understand why you ask questions. End of the day, you guys answer your own questions. No. 49.5, 49. Chalo guys, 49.5 is the right answer. Simple. There were 10 observations. Was the formula needed? Let's arrange it in an ascending order. 34 is the 29 is the smallest number. 34 was second. Then came 37. Then came 41. Then came 45. Then came 54. then came 63, then came the two 70s, and then came 83. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes.
Actually, it was a typing mistake. I was going to write 49.5.
No problem, no problem. ठीक है. So ascending में arrange हो गए. The number of observations are 10. That means there are two approaches, n by 2th plus n by 2 plus 1th divided by 2 karo. That is 5th plus 6th by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th and 6th. The logic also tells us the same thing. If we take 45 individually, left hand side we have 4 numbers, but right hand side we are going to have 5 numbers. So 4 is not equal to 5. Therefore the number has to be in between these two numbers. So 45 and 54 ka average is what is asking. 45
99
by 2. 99 by 2. 49.5. Is it very simple? So you see how median is also related to mean.
Directly, I took the because it's 10, 5 and the fourth one, I just took it and of the fifth one and sixth one, I just did an average directly.
That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly. You're trying to find the middlemost number of 45 and 50. If I tell you guys what is the middlemost number between 5 and 10, what is your answer? If I ask you what is the middlemost number between 5 and 10?
5.5. No, sorry. So 5 and 10.
Punch. Yes, 5 and 10, middlemost number. How do you find the middlemost number? Exactly, 7.5. That was nothing else but the average. 5 plus 10 by 2, right? That is what is being applied even in median when the number of observations are even. Is that very clear, guys? The concept is very clear. चलो, इसका median निकालो अभी जल्दी. No problem. Okay. चलो, 97 आ गया. Ascending में arrange करना है. What is the smallest number? 73. What comes next? Nothing in 70s. We have 80s. We have 85, and then we have 89. 89 के बाद we've got two 94s. 94s are out. Let's move on to 100. 100 के बाद आ गया 104. Then आ गया 108. Then we have 120 and we have 133. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number of observations 10. 10 is even. Two methods, median n by 2th plus n by 2 plus 1th by 2 karo. People are interested in 3 steps. People are interested in 3 marks. Do this. People who are thinking very logically. 4, 5. Take this set, there are 4 numbers to the left. Take these two, there are 4 numbers to the right. Numbers to the left equal the numbers to the right. 94 and 100 ka average nikalo. 94 plus 100 by 2 karo. 194 by 2 karo. 97, that is the median. Very simple. Any doubts? Yes. Clear, guys? Next. Following are the margin goals of victory in the football matches of a league. Guys, what do you understand by margin goals of victory? Anyone who can explain this? It's simple to find the mode, but what do you think is the margin goals of victory? What is he trying to say? Unmute and speak. I cannot alternate between screens now.
Sir, I'm thinking like the nearest number of points which a team should get to win.
Okay. Bhavya, what do you think?
Sir, like the, what Prasilla told.
Okay. Anyone with any other answers? Highest target set. Okay. Okay.
Sir, maybe the closest to the victory. Maybe the closest to victory.
What question have you asked?
My question is, the statement says margins goal of victory. Margin goals of victory. What does margin goals of victory mean? Solving the problem is easy, but you're supposed to understand the language also, what he's asking.
Sir, I think the goals which are near to victory.
Okay. Okay. Anyone with any other answers? Haven't got the right answer yet. Still looking. I'm giving you another 30 seconds. Anyone who wants to speak can speak.
Sir,
Yes?
sir, percentage of a team which team is leading or losing.
Okay. Okay. Basically, guys, if you watch football, if there is a match between England and Germany, score is 1-3. How many goals did Germany win by?
2.
2.
That is what he's saying. That is the margin goals. What does margin mean? The difference between these two. Is it clear now?
Sir, then why can't there are difference of the goals of victory?
That is how language is. If that were the case, problems would have been simple. If I ask you what is the average of 1 and 2, you are going to tell me 1.5. But I'm going to ask you the average of numbers from 1 to 200. I want the same logic to be applied at a higher level, or I want to change the language to make the question difficult. Like I told you, questions are not difficult. It is how good your base is. Look, if the question was as simple as this, find the mode.
That is very easy.
It would have been very easy. But say I remove this. I said this is not this. Then I say following are the margin goals of victory. Find the repetitive margin goal. Then you would have probably thought a little. What is he asking? That
Sir,
is
yes, repetitive means the number which repeats, no sir.
correct. But what if I remove the word repetitive also? There are certain words he will use. He'll either use frequent or something like that. So it's better to understand the language. What is the answer, guys? Which is the margin repeating the most times? It's very important. Yeah. Anyone with any notes? 2 is the right answer. चलो देखते हैं 1, 2, 3 times.
Sir,
Pardon?
sir, it's 2, 3, and 4.
Yes,
We
that's what
didn't count the 4.
yes, that is what I was waiting for.
Yes, sir, I also got 2, 3, and 4.
So mode
2, 3,
cannot
and
be
4.
determined. We had mode and we had bi. We did not have tri, quad, quintic, etc. So it cannot be determined.
Sir, this is cheating.
That is just try model or something you told us.
Yeah, even I thought that it was there, but then see, I thought about it. If I have a class interval and I have say 5 students that fall in every bracket and there are a lot of class intervals, it is not possible to determine a mode because no one number is repeating the most number of times. That is probably the reason he stopped at bi model. Okay. Now guys, coming to my question of previous class, median versus mean, the argument. The answer to that is it depends on the set. Now, what am I trying to say when it depends on the set? The data that is given. Guys, there is something you have to understand before it. There's this thing called skewness or skewed. SKEWED. That means skewness is the degree of change, how much of the change is happening. Now, if I take mean, what did we discuss? We saw that mean, median, and mode are measures of central tendency. That is, they are the numbers. Now, let's understand what it is. Basically, guys, if I give you two numbers, 10 and 200, and if I tell you guys what is the mean of these two numbers, what are you going to say? 210 divided by 2, right? So you say 105 is the mean. Correct? But say if there is a set of numbers, say it is 10, 11, 12, 13, 300. Okay? Let me clear the screen. Look. 10, 11, 12, 13, 400. Say this is the set. This is the data. Now if I ask you guys what the mean is, what are you going to do? You are going to add all this. So 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 400 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 observations. So what is 13 plus 12? 25, 10, 35, 11, 46. So 446 divided by 5. What is 446? 5 8s are 40, 4 carry, 5 9s are 45.2, right? What is the mean or the average we got, guys? We got it as 89.2. Correct? Okay, Unmana says, I think mean is better because it gives accurate results and we are able to classify any group. We can find the average and classify them, that what is the average of a particular group. But median is also useful if you are to find. But what if we see both are useful in talks of central tendency? Yes. Now guys, pay very close attention to the example I've taken. Now, what is the average that I got? What is the mean that I got? 89.2. That means, according to our logic, 89.2 is the mean. That means the marks, say these are the marks of a student out of 500. That means the marks of the student are supposed to be around 89.2. But do you see any marks around 89.2? Say if I say 89.2, the difference between 89.2 and 13 is huge. But the difference between 89.2 and 400 is even worse. You see, it is highly skewed. That's what I'm trying to say. The difference is huge. But now, for example, I want to calculate the median for the same data. Okay. If I'm going to calculate the median, what is it going to be?
Sir, it's going to be 12.
Correct. 12. Correct. Now, what does this mean? This means two things. The number of observations to the left hand side is equal to the number of observations to the right hand side. That is what we discussed mathematically. But think about it logically. What is the difference between 12 and 11? 1. And 12 and 10, it is only 2. Correct? The difference between 12 and 13 is also 1. But the difference between 12 and 400 is huge. But when we took mean 89.2, 89.2 was far worse than 12. 12, the number 12, that is the median, is giving us a better image about the remaining marks. 10, 11 and 13 are very much around 12. It satisfies that it says measures of central tendency. But if I'm calculating mean for the same thing, 89.2 is terrible. The difference between 89.2 and 10, 11, 12, 13 is huge. The difference between 89.2 and 400 is even worse. So which is a better measure of central tendency here? It is median. Because the skewness is reduced when the numbers are very much far away from each other. Is the logic now clear, guys? That means the numbers that revolve around it are closer. Yes, Priscilla?
But then if we take 89.2, it won't be as, the difference won't be as large as if we take 12, right? Towards 200.
Correct. But are 10, 11 and 13 closer to 12 or are 10, 11 and 13 closer to 89.2, Priscilla?
12.
Exactly. So that means 12 is giving us a more central value as compared to 89.2. If I have 12 over here, say this fish is 12, 10, 11 and 13 are revolving around 12. Correct? But if I take 89.2, 10, 11 and 12 are very far away from 89.2, right?
Yes, sir.
So which is giving us a better picture of central tendency depending upon this set of data? It is median.
12.
Right? So 12 is the median. Is the logic clear now? Let's look at another example and see what we get. We took a very highly skewed data. That means the differences were huge. Right? From 13 marks, that guy got 400 in some other subject. But say the differences weren't skewed. Say 10, 15, 25, 45 and 50. Now, what is the mean of this, guys? Add karke divide karna hai. So, what is this is 95, 100, 120, 130, 145 divided
You said we can just do 10 plus 50 divided by 2.
But are they an arithmetic progression? Good morning.
Yes. Oh, no.
Good morning. Okay. So 5 2s are 10 and 5 9s are 45. What is the mean? It is 29. Okay. Now let's find the median. What is the median? The median is basically 5 plus 1 by 2. That is our third term, third observation. What is the third observation? It is 25. Correct? Now, 25 and 12. How is the skewness? Is the gap huge or is the gap small?
They're small.
Yes, that means depending upon the data, over here we cannot say median is a better measure or mean is a better measure. But in the first example, we could clearly say that median is a better measure. Am I right? Is that clear? Now this is how mean, median and mode have real life application. You're not just studying for your exam. Probably this is not even taught in school. All you're taught are the 3 formulas and goodbye, go home, sleep. But this is the logic you have to understand so as to when to use mean, when to use median to give us a better picture. So next time if I give you 10, 11, 12, 13, 400, after calculating you're going to tell me, sir, median is going to give me a better picture. So median is a better measure of central tendency as compared to mean. But if I give you the second example, I want you guys to tell me, sir, it's your choice. You can use both because the data is not so skewed. Okay. Is the idea and the logic now clear? Are you able to imagine things now? Are you able to understand them and not just put a formula on paper? That is
I don't understand what the meaning of skewed is.
Skewed means difference, Bhavya, how big the difference is. That is just a fancy English term. If you see 89.2 and 10, the difference is 79.2, correct? But if you take 12 and 10, the difference is only 2. So which is more skewed, which has a higher difference? 89.2. That means the one which has less skewed gives us a better picture. Is that clear, Bhavya?
Yes, sir.